Even all remarks here, back again with another video, back again with another VR video. Now, this channel obviously is mainly focused on the Oculus Go and kind of standalone VR, so we'll be covering the Oculus Quest later in the year. But we've had CES yesterday, which is the Consumer Electronics Show, and I wanted to kind of cover some of the sort of stuff that was covered there. So if you're kind of new to Oculus Go and VR, some of these things might be quite interesting to you. Stuff that you maybe didn't know about. It's definitely stuff that interests me, and I kind of felt it was kind of cool to kind of share some of that with you, some of my enthusiasm for it, some of my thoughts on it, and let's get a bit of sort of dialogue going. So let me know in the comments down below what you think about any of these things. There's 4 things I think from yesterday are quite nice to kind of pull out, and we'll go through those now. But yeah, as I say, let me know in the comments down below. I'll be interested to know your thoughts, but let's jump into it. First things I want to bring up are the new headsets from HTC Vive. So HTC creates some headsets, you all know, they connect to your PC and you need a pretty decent rig to use them. Their headsets are kind of on the expensive side when you kind of compare them to kind of most other VR headsets, but they've released, more interestingly, this HTC Cosmos headset, which I think kind of feels like it's kind of being aimed at the Oculus Quest. So if you know, the Oculus Quest is a standalone headset, like the Oculus Go. It has got mobile phone internals, it can track 2 controllers, and you can run around your room doing all sorts of VR stuff that you want to do. So it's kind of a step up from the Oculus Go. It costs twice as much, it costs $400, and we don't know the price of this Vive Cosmos. So at the moment, it's a I say standalone, we'll get onto that. It's a headset with 4 cameras on it and 2 controllers, very similar to the Quest controllers looking, with joysticks and that sort of thing, which is quite nice. Two trigger buttons, and sort of lots of other features. It does say, the kind of speculation is there at the moment, that it uses mobile phones, either sort of when you're out and about, it'll link to your mobile phone and work with that, or when you're at home, you can use one cable to plug it into your PC and play Vive games. So what that exactly means, they haven't kind of explained yet, but it's an interesting concept. It kind of confuses things out slightly, I think, because people kind of want all or nothing, one or the other, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. But you can kind of see here, we won't go watch the video, play without boundaries, prepare for striking graphics, lifelike sound, immersive experience. So whether you're out and about, you can have full track controllers, 2 controllers, and the headset wherever you are. It does have RGB screens, which are meant to be really good. There we go, all new Vive tracking system. Can we keep going down? It's not gonna let me. There we go. Excuse me, noisy mouse. Hassle-free setup. New era of design. The headset quite nicely actually kind of flicks up, so you can sort of see it's got this kind of halo band to it, which kind of sits more with the pressure on your forehead, and then you can actually kind of flick it up, have a drink, do what you want to do, eat a sandwich, and then flick it back down again to carry on, which is quite nice. You can see the camera on the side there. Can we keep going down? There we go. The headband, as I say, kind of sits on the front of your head. It doesn't come with earphones, so you can see here it says earphones sold separately. So if you want sound from the headset, much like the HTC Pro and stuff, Vive Pro, you need to buy that separately, so that's an extra add-on. So we don't know the price of this headset, so it'll be interesting to find out. I'll have to keep scrolling. As I say, 2 controllers. I do like the pattern on these controllers. How cool is that? It looks like some sort of tribal pan, and it lights up. Does it show us light up? There you go. That is very funky. I do like that. That is very smart. And you can see here with the controllers, it does have, what's that, 3 buttons on top. What's that called? Vive home button, so 2 buttons, Vive home button, a stick, a thumb button, or sort of a side button, and then 2 trigger buttons as well, which is quite good. And also the cameras on the headset itself track the controller, so they kind of, hence why it's got 2 cameras on the side to help kind of track when you kind of bring the controllers behind you. It says future-proof your VR with modular customization, so that could mean lots of things. So adding extra stuff, using different phones, buying new accessories. I guess like the headphones, you can buy those separately. What does that mean? We'll have to find out. And then it sort of talks here about sort of Viveport, which is kind of like Netflix for VR. So if you've got a Vive headset or even an Oculus headset, Oculus Rift, you can subscribe to this and get access to loads of Oculus, loads of Vive games, loads of VR games in one package, I think. So, interesting concept. Is it a Quest killer? I don't think so. I mean, it's hard to say at the moment. It seems like a nice headset. There's no sort of details on sort of quality and resolution and frame rates or field of view or anything like that yet. So we're kind of all wondering at the moment. Maybe sort of HTC will announce some more stuff. Will it work with Steam VR? We don't know. If it has to work with a phone or a PC, does that complicate things? Does that make it hard to use? Probably. Makes it more complicated for consumers to get into, because you're gonna have those sort of PC headsets or the standalone headsets like the Go and the Quest, and then you have this, which is a kind of hybrid of both. But you do need a decent phone, I imagine, to go with it. So what phones that would be compatible with, I don't know. Maybe a special phone that only works with this headset. We don't know yet, so we'll have to find out. But it does say 2019 release, no confirmed price. I imagine, knowing HTC, their stuff is always highly priced. Their Vive Focus, which was kind of like the Oculus Go, with 6 degrees of freedom with the headset, but a 3 degrees of freedom controller, was what, $600, $700 sort of thing. So it was expensive compared to the Go. So we should see. One to keep an eye out on. Will it be a Quest killer? I don't know. We'll have to look at that when we get more information. But let's move on to the next thing. Next thing I want to quickly look at is this, which was an article done by Mashable. So Oculus are not there themselves with the Quest, so they're not at CES to kind of show off the Oculus Quest or anything like that. But they did have some hotel rooms set up with the Oculus Quest, and some sort of journalists and stuff were allowed to sort of head along and have a little look. So it looks like it is there. They are showing it off. It doesn't sound like they're showing off anything new. What it does look like is not much has physically changed in the headset. It seems like pretty much the same sort of headset as before. So sort of no wires, no nothing, sort of no PC required, no mobile phone required. I guess other than setting it up with a mobile phone. And, you know, it's pretty much the same sort of thing, so nothing seems to have changed. It all looks kind of pretty much exactly the same. Sort of the stiffer headband, the 4 cameras on the very front, the 2 controls. This guy here, what's his name? Raymond Wong, had a lot of fun playing tennis and Super Hot. So we all know Super Hot. That's a good fun game. It'd be good to get that on the Quest. And yeah, he's had a lot of fun sort of thing. So he's kind of comparing it here, sort of. At one point, he's rolling around on the floor and all sorts of fun. So look at that. You can see there actually is a video here from a tweet, and he's literally rolling around. I'll move that. And the guy, he's obviously his chaperone. Look, he's like going, "Oh no, careful! Watch him! He's gonna smack into something or not realise what he's doing." Look, he's playing Super Hot, chucking guns at people, and it looks like he's having quite a lot of fun. So just playing Super Hot on the Oculus Quest, is that worth it for $400? I think it probably is. That looks like a great game, so one to definitely look forward to. If we get any more information about the Oculus Quest and confirm stuff, I'll do some videos on that. But at the moment, it does look like a lot of fun. Look at that guy there. Look, he's going to stop him from hitting the stuff off the windows or knock over those vases. I mean, they're chancing it there, aren't they, with those vases? Can we go full screen? Oh, there you go. Look. Yeah, look. I mean, the difference between the Oculus Quest and the Oculus Go is, you know, not everybody actually wants to do this. You know, not everyone wants to crawl around and move around and duck and jump and whatever. They want to just literally sit down and have a more sedentary sort of relaxed gameplay, and just enjoy media. And that's where the Oculus Go comes in with $200. And if you want that extra gaming experience, like this, then, you know, you pay more, you get more. And it'll do pretty much what probably the Oculus Go can do, but more. The games will look probably very much like Oculus Go games, maybe slightly better, but they'll play a lot more like Rift games. So you've got the 2 controllers, you've got the ducking, the jumping, that sort of thing. So yeah, definitely looking forward to the Oculus Quest. Can't wait for that to come out. But let's jump on to our next thing, shall we? Which is InchShift 6 degrees of freedom controllers for standalone VR. So this is a third-party sort of company called Finch Technologies who have developed some sort of VR standalone controllers that work with, specifically they sort of say in here, with the HTC Vive Focus, which is the headset that's out at the moment, not the one that we talked about earlier, Cosmos. This is a different one. The one where it comes with 6 degrees of freedom headset, it's got cameras on it, but it's only got a 3 degree of freedom controller where it's a bit like the Oculus Go one, where you more point than you can move, if you know what I mean. So this will give you 6 degrees of freedom with controllers, so you can move them out and around. If we kind of scroll down, it says they're actually available soon. I think they're about £200, are they? Can we have a look at this? Let's have a look. Pre-order, try to remember how much they were. One set, $249. It's a bit expensive. So if you buy that and an Oculus Go, you're talking, you know, more than the cost of a Rift. But if you don't have a PC, is it worth it? But then what games support it? You'd have to have a PC maybe to use something like ALVR, which allows you to play Steam VR games with 2 controllers. Would that work? Maybe. So you get 2 controllers, as you can see here. You get some trackers for your arms as well. Let's scroll down a little bit. There you go. You can sort of see she's got the trackers on her arms. She's got the controllers in her hands, and there's that sort of Vive Focus headset. It does say that it will work with Oculus Quest. Why you'd want it to work with the Oculus Quest when it comes with those controllers, I don't know, but they're making a point of saying it. There's obviously a Gear VR here, so it works with mobile stuff as well. And the only sort of bit where it says the Oculus Go, there's more information here, and down and down. Where was it? It was the video, that was it. So if we watch the video here, and let's turn it down a little bit, down to there, and you can see it's very much the kind of, I saw this earlier, it looks like the Quest trailer. If we look at this trailer, and then we go onto the Quest website here and watch this video here.
Oculus Quest is an all-in-one VR system.
This looks very much like the same video. Look. Same sort of stuff going on, same neon weapons and gadgets and whatever, kind of showing off to be the same sort of thing. Interesting, look. Same sort of, oh, there you go, look, boxing gloves and tennis rackets, and it's all the same sort of thing, so interesting. But obviously nothing to do with it. We'll pause that, we'll go back to this. Yeah. So I'm not sure whether you'd want that. If you want to pay $200, $250 to add 6 degrees of freedom with your controllers, your headset will still be very much stuck in place. What sort of support would there be for these? Is it worth it? There's already some headsets, there's already some controllers out called Nolo. So Nolo gives you a little base station, it gives you 2 controllers and a little thing to put on your Oculus Go. And it does actually give you 6 degrees of freedom, and then you can use ALVR or something to stream games, Steam VR games, to your headset to play those games. There is a little bit of latency, it's not perfect, but it's $200, includes the full set, you can use Steam VR, there's no kind of issues there. So it'd be interesting to know what comes from this. What do you think about it? Is it worth getting? Is it something you'd consider buying for your Oculus Go to add 6 degrees of freedom? So it says here, look, you can use RiftCat and play Steam VR games. RiftCat is like ALVR, which I've covered in previous videos, where you can play Beat Saber on your Oculus Go now if you want to do it with one controller. It works really well. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about Finch VR's controllers? And finally, I just wanted to show you guys this 11K VR camera. Now, if you didn't know, I do have what's called an Insta360 Pro 2 camera, which is a 6-lens 8K VR 3D camera. And it is very cool, very expensive. It's $5,000, so $5,000, £5,000, and I use it for business, so it is, you know, it pays for itself. But this is their new upgrade. So Insta360 have now announced the Titan. It's 11K instead of 8K, which is the old camera. It now costs, wait for it, 15 grand. So it costs 3 times as much as the other camera, but the quality is a lot better. The lenses are bigger, micro four thirds sensors. 11K quality, as I say, video and photo. Far sight live monitoring means you can go up to 300 meters away and still watch it. It has flow state stabilization, which is always one of the biggest things with VR content. This has got it as well, sort of 9-axis stabilization. As if you're running around or moving in a VR headset, if you're watching that sort of thing and it starts shaking, it'll make you feel sick. But that stabilization keeps it nice and smooth. It makes the kind of whole sort of sphere of the video kind of rotate to kind of keep it all nice and level and stable, so that's good. HDR photo, so high dynamic range, so makes the darks bright and the dark lights dull, you know, that sort of thing, to make it sort of more dynamic. Crystal view playback, that means that you can play 11K video back in things like the Oculus Go. So 8K footage doesn't work in the Oculus Go natively. If you put it in, it won't work. But there's a special system we call Crystal View with these cameras that allows you to play that back in a headset. So you can play 8K, or I guess 11K this is saying, on your Oculus Go. Want to keep an eye on. No stitch editing means you can stitch it straight into Adobe Premiere, which is the editing software. So if you didn't know, cameras have the multiple lenses, they take multiple videos, you need to stitch those videos together to make them work. That's what that means. And 10-bit color just means everything just looks nice. The bit color should be pretty cool. So 8 micro four thirds cameras, unparalleled clarity. Now, this is a video that kind of gets me a little bit. They're showing sort of 2 bits here. So Titan on the left, conventional VR camera on the right. So conventional VR camera is, if you actually watch some of their videos for testing this, it's this camera. So they're saying their new camera is much better than this camera that only came out in like October last year. So 4 months ago, you've now got a crappy camera compared to a really good camera. Thanks, Insta. But then saying that, is it 3 times the price difference? Now, I think you'd only buy one of these if you were doing high-end productions. But it's interesting to kind of see. So you can clearly see a difference between night and day there. The quality is really good. Here's the example of the stabilization. So at the bottom, you can sort of see it's all shaky and sort of jumping around sort of thing. And if you were to watch that, you'd feel a bit sort of motion sick. But with flow state stabilization, it's making it nice and stable. Works really well. So there's loads of other stuff there. I think sort of one of the key things to point out as well. Where is it? Here it is. 5.3K at 120 frames per second. Ooh, so slow motion VR 360 3D. Nice. That's something we've not really had much at the moment. You can get maybe 60 frames, so you can go half, but this one means you can go down to 4 times speed, so that's pretty cool. So that's one to definitely keep an eye out on. And this was more kind of me geeking out about VR and video production, because it's something I'm really interested in, something that I've got this camera for, sort of thing. So this kind of shouts out to me. But let me know in the comments down below, do you have a VR camera? Do you have a 360 camera, just a normal one, maybe a sort of Samsung point and shoot, a Theta, or an Insta360, one of the consumer ones? Let me know if you created something. Let me know. I'll put links down below, and I'll check them out, because I'm always kind of keen to see what you guys are creating, see what people are doing with stuff. So this looks cool, but let's wrap up, shall we? So there we go. Hopefully I've not dribbled on too much with all that information, and you're still here at the end. If you didn't find this information useful and maybe learned some things that you didn't know before, let me know in the comments down below. Hopefully you liked it, so give it a thumbs up. If you didn't give it a thumbs down, that's fine. I'm big enough and ugly enough to take it, so don't worry about that. But do let me know why you didn't like it, and I'll try and do better for next time. Hopefully, if you guys do like these sort of news type videos with some various updates from around the sort of VR related world, let me know, and I'll do some more of these in the future. So if you did like the video, become one of the Remarkables, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know when I next upload a video. And that's me done. I'm out. Have a virtual high five.